Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Random DIY Guy here. So today we are going to be making some Tinga. If you're not familiar with Tinga, it's basically shredded chicken with a chipotle peppers marinated and simmered down. It's really easy to do, it takes a little bit of time depending on how much flavor you want the chicken to absorb. So what we have here is approximately 2.5 pounds of nice big chicken breasts, because remember we're going to shred them. So you'll need some chipotle peppers. I usually do about 3 containers, gives it a nice little kick. Some cilantro or parsley, depending on what the flavor profile you're looking for. Parsley is going to give you, Italian parsley is going to give you a little bit more of a peppery zing. About 2 cups of onions, 1 extra onion that you're going to cook in the chicken to make your, to cook the chicken, you're going to throw a full onion in there. And about 2 cups of big tomatoes, and of course some tostadas. All right, here you see my 4 chicken breasts. I have trimmed them down, trimmed down a little bit of the fat. And then for the chipotle, any brand is good. I try to go with something that has less sodium. And mind you, when I go to cook the chicken, I don't add any salt because the chipotle already has a ton of it. 1 bunch of cilantro, 3 onions, that's approximately 1.5 pounds, maybe a little bit less. 1 onion is gonna go into the chicken after I wash it, cut the ends off and peel it. And then the tomatoes are gonna be simmered down with the chicken after it's shredded. And of course your tostadas. We can discuss later what other things you can add. A lot of people, once the product is finished, they will do sour cream on the tostada, then you put your tinga on top, and then maybe some avocado slices, cotija cheese. I like to do guacamole on the tostada, get rid of some of that dairy. Do some guacamole, do some tinga, add some cotija, and then maybe some tapatio on top. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the chicken, and while that's cooking, we're gonna cut up our onions, tomatoes, and cilantro, and then we'll do the sloppy stuff, the messy stuff for the end. Alright, we're gonna start this bad boy. So just enough water to cover the onions and the chicken. Gonna put it on high, let it boil. Once it boils a little bit, I'm gonna turn the temp down. I have it over under medium heat. While that's cooking, we're gonna go chop up our veggies. All right, 1 tomato down. I'm gonna take a little break and come over here and check on the chicken. A little high, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down a tad. Onions are floating, that's always a good thing. All right, back to cutting. All right, fumble 101. I forgot to hit record. What I did basically is chop up all of the chipotle peppers. You could put them in a chopper, dice them up. However, there are stems, so it's easier to just go in there, pull them out one by one, cut them, put them in a bowl, and once you've chopped them all up, combine it back with the rest of the sauce. And everything, all the ingredients are cut up. Tomatoes, cilantro. My onions are in the fridge. These are gonna go in there soon too. The chicken is almost done. Probably another 10 to 15 minutes. Let it cool down, and then we start to shred. That's the most tedious part. Alrighty, so the chicken has been shredded. I didn't mention it earlier, but it was about 45 to 50 minutes for the 4 breasts of chicken to cook completely, as you can tell. It's not pink, it's very nice. And I basically put stuff in the order that they're gonna go in. We're gonna start off with the onions over a little bit of oil, about a tablespoon of oil, and then get them browned. And as soon as that bouquet of caramelized onions, and as soon as you can smell them, you're gonna add the tomatoes. Same with that. As soon as you can start to smell tomatoes cooking, we're gonna add the cilantro. And then we're gonna add the chicken. And on top of the chicken, we're gonna add your peppers. I forgot to mention that with the onions, we're gonna throw in some roasted garlic. Now I roasted these myself. Don't judge. I love garlic. You can do regular cloves of garlic. I just like roasted. All right, here we go. All right, as you can see, some of the onions are starting to brown. Very flavorful. So I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes now. Alright, so you saw me add in the cilantro. Everything's looking good. It's cooked very well. A lot of juices flowing. This time I'm going to go ahead and add my chicken. Ooh. I'm going to spread it out. And here we go. Chipotle. Get out. Alright. About as much as I can do with one hand. Quite a bit though. Alright, so as you can see, I've mixed everything around, given it turns quite a bit, and covered all of the chicken. I've turned it down to simmer, and I'm going to cover it. I will check back periodically, every 10 to 15 minutes, and give it another mix. Alright, so it's been simmering for about 20 minutes now, covered. I'm going to leave it uncovered for a couple of minutes, let some of the juices evaporate, and then maybe 3-5 minutes, at which point I'll put the lid back on and simmer for a little bit longer. But you've got that nice color to it. Look at that. Tasty. Personally, I like it hot when it comes out of the skillet like this and I put it on a tostada. The heat is going to be a lot higher. After you let it cool down, put it in the fridge, and then serve it cold, which is great on a hot day, it's not going to be as hot in spiciness. So that's why I tend to add a little tapatio or Valentina sauce on top of it. But yeah, it's really one of our favorite dishes. It's great for leftovers. This is one of the few leftovers my wife will eat. And this is enough for both of us. So actually 4 breasts is probably a little overkill, but this is what we anticipate to eat over the next week or so. Kids don't like this, obviously. Onion, cilantro, chipotle peppers. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid back on, let it simmer, and as we get closer, we'll go ahead and shoot a little bit more. Alright, here's the finished product. A little bit of sour cream on the tostada. Not like the guac that I like. A little bit of tinga on there, spread it out, and some cotija. Let's see what Lisa thinks. Oh, I got a thumbs up. A little spicy.
Good.
There you go, folks. Alright guys, so now I've just smeared all of my tostadas with the guacamole from Costco. Don't judge. I buy this because I feel it's you get a lot more product for the price. I usually get 3 containers of this in a pack. It's about 15 bucks. If you get it on sale, it's $3 off. And I'll usually buy a couple packs of 3 each, freeze them, and usually I'll transfer it into a container, add a little lime juice, and it keeps it fresh for a little longer. As you can see, I've already smeared my tostadas, and I'll show you the finished product here in a second. There you have it. There is the finished product. As you can see, this particular tortilla cheese is a little more, it's very finely grated. Usually we get the big chunk of cheese and then we break it up ourselves, but this time we got this one. Anyway, I hope you like. Click to subscribe, enjoy, and thanks for watching. Any comments, questions, please feel free to leave below. Thank you.